You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We're joined with Linda and James. They're from the 365 Project Sheppey. Firstly, welcome along to the show. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Oh, great. Well done. Yeah.
Nice to come.
I was wondering if we could start off perhaps with a little bit of an introduction about yourselves, first of all.
All right, okay. Well, I'm James. I'm a local writer, poet and general wanderer around the island looking for things. I came here a few years back just to live in a flat, and then sort of got myself attached to the place. I'm retired now, and I was once working as a teaching assistant at Western School in Sittingbourne, and once at the what was Sheppey College. Okay, so I'll hand over to Linda.
Hi, my name's Linda. I've been on the island for about 12 years. I came down from London. I was born in Kent, so I am Kentish, I suppose. But I worked in London as a design technology teacher for about 12 years. And before that, I was trained as an art design teacher. And now since I've been on the island, I've worked in several schools, but mostly as a supply teacher, and now I'm retired, and I work for the Sheerness Times Guardian, doing the reporting for Queenborough and for Halfway, and I run a little group called Aspirations, which is a group for people over the age of 50.
Now I was wondering if we could next talk a little bit more about the 365 Project Sheppey.
Right, okay. For those not familiar with the 365 projects, there's quite a number of them all over the country, and the idea obviously is to take when you hear about it, is to take a picture of the place in which you live every day of the year, hence the 365. This year we've done one on Sheppey, of course, and there are others which are involved with Faversham and Canterbury, but we of course are concentrating on Sheppey because we get excited about it. And what it was, the idea, it was a group of photographers to take pictures of Sheppey for every day of the year, rather than just one person, of course. Hence Linda's here. And we asked to cover slots in the calendar, sometimes a week, maybe two. I covered 2 at the beginning because there was very few of us starting. And then also we were able to submit pictures anyway if we thought they were pretty good pictures. And I think it started off, there was about 12 of us, and then to date, I think, I'm 50. Not sure how many.
50.
50, over 50, yeah. Well, thanks, Linda. Yeah, I didn't know that. And the other thing was, also exciting, was that there's also a picture of the day, and it was nice to sometimes get your picture chosen for picture of the day. It was great. But it's over now, so that's all I can add to that. What can you say?
I think I'd like to talk about how I started. When we first started, it was advertised in the newspaper, and there was a meeting down at what was the Big Fish Arts shop down in Sheerness, and quite a few of us got there, and Natalie, who organised it. Natalie's a French lady. She lives in England. She lives at Faversham, but she's also been involved in the Canterbury and the Faversham 365 projects in previous years, and this year was the first year that they'd actually tried it for Sheppey, and the results have been beyond her expectations. She really didn't believe how much the people of Sheppey cared about their locality, how many people had been interested in the views, the beautiful scenery, and the social activities, and she has been absolutely bowled over, and can't thank us enough on the island for some of the photographs that we've contributed. In terms of the history of the project, the Faversham project usually has their exhibition when it's the Hop Festival, and thousands of people went to the Hop Festival last year, and obviously visited the 365 project, so it's something that has a history and it's got a life of its own. And this year we are going to do our exhibition on the Isle of Sheppey at Queenborough the Castle Connections, probably in September, to come alongside. What's the arts festival that they have? I can't remember what it's called. But it's in September. We had one last year.
Wasn't that the Promenade?
The Promenade.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's the Promenade, yes.
So that's something to look forward to. I do believe that they're going to show all of the photographs, not just the ones that have been chosen for the 365 project. So all of the 50 plus photographers will have their work on display, and residents will be able to go along and see the exhibition free. It's free, and there'll be more information in the newspaper about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Can I add to that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
What they also need is support for the project as well. So
Absolutely.
they've got 2 leaflets here, which I'll leave on the radio station for information.
Yeah.
One is a corporate sponsorship, which is for small businesses. Yep.
Good.
That's right, yep. And we've got, Linda's just handed me a sheet, which is very good because it saves me opening up. Platinum, gold, silver and bronze. And the price of platinum, you'd be shocked at this, for all 3 areas is £650, but it's a bit cheaper than that. You can go down to, say, one area if you want. Say if you wanted to do just Sheppey, it's only £50. Which is good, but you can get the information from the website, which I think we'll give you later.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll give that towards the end of the show, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about that. Before we take a break now, we're joined with Linda and James, and we're talking all about the 365 project here at the Monday Night Community Show. We're talking to Linda and James here at BRFM. We're talking all about the 365 project Sheppey. Linda, what is your involvement in it?
Principally, as an art teacher or art design technology teacher, I was very interested in landscape and architecture and well, generally how beautiful the island is, I reckon. But I have friends who are sort of in the arty, crafty sort of world, you know, and I think because of them, and I saw it in the newspaper, I got into taking the photographs and got really quite involved. You know, going out every day walking my dog, I would see things around me that I wanted to take photographs of, and it has really allowed me to capture, particularly the place where I live, Halfway. Very concerned that Halfway is looked at as a sort of suburb of everywhere, as a place to go through and not a place in itself. And I know that there is a really thriving community and beautiful views and things that I wanted to record, so that there was a record, as it were, before it all gets swallowed up by development, which is something that is happening on the island, like it or not. And I wanted to capture the island as it is today for the future. And also I've used it for a group that I run, the Aspirations group for over 50s. I've done a whole presentation of the year in Halfway, plus a few other places, and I showed it to them the other day, and they really enjoyed it. They liked seeing themselves, but they also liked to see things that reminded them of things that had happened during the year. For example, it was 100 years since the Halfway Houses school had been built, and the beginning part of the presentation is all about the little children dressed up in the period costume of the time, and how they and some things about the school, about people having stolen the lead off the roof and that. So in a way I've tried to document things that have happened to Halfway, so that there is a record.
Oh, well, for me, yeah, I heard about the project and just sort of dived in, not really knowing exactly what I was going to do, but then what happened to me was I looked at the island and I thought, what do I know about it? And what do I do? I just drive across it. I just go from work to home and I don't really look at it. So I decided that the camera and myself would be a good idea to go around and have a look at the bits and pieces that I would normally miss. So I started from the other side of the swale, from the Kemsley side, took a picture of the bridge, then the following day went from there, and that started me on a little journey across the island from west to east, or well, northwest to east actually. I ended up looking for those little bits and pieces which you wouldn't normally see, and some of the things I found were incredible. Like there's three bridges there, for example, on the swale. There's a new one, the Kingsferry Bridge, and the remains of an older one, and that I liked. And there's little bits and pieces up in Minster, like fencing and things like that, which took my eye, and remains of a Victorian postbox and hearty, and odd little things which you wouldn't notice. And so my involvement was to look for that, and then it started me off on a new project. So, and that project was to actually take a picture of the island and create a little journey myself, and create a blog about the journey.
We are talking to Linda and James. We're talking all about the 365 project in Sheppey.